Most everybody in the world will never be opposite Tiger Woods in a grouping in a tournament. But you have. What's it like?
Well, it was the final round of the U.S. Open at Olympia Fields in Chicago, one of your favorite towns. And it was the Sunday round, and I got on the first tee, and he was very cordial. Tiger's a gentleman to play with, truly is. He's very aware of the distractions, all of his followers. And on the first tee, I can tell you there must have been 50 cameras lined up, power winders, and every time he took his pencil and put it in his putt, the power winders are firing. So it was clear that it was going to be an exceptional day for me to witness. And he didn't play his best that day, but he had some shots that under that kind of U.S. Open challenge were hard to forget. The one that came to mind was the 17th hole, par 3. It was about 240 yards. He had a forehand that was into the sun, and no one could see it, but it landed about 6 feet from the hole, and the whole place just erupted down there. It sounded like a BYU touchdown last Saturday night. So.
But now you're beating him, and so what? He's got the pressure of all the cameras and all that stuff, and you're over there. You're over there having a better day. Is that weird?
No, he had an off day, I think, that day. I don't remember the result, frankly. But as I say, he was just a gentleman every time I had a chance to play with him, and he comported himself, with great distinction. And he understands what he means to the game of golf. And I was just really, really impressed, and always have been, the way he operates himself.
I was at the Masters this last year, and we followed Tiger a little bit. He had just come back from the injury. He wasn't 100% healthy, obviously. When he's trying to come up the hill, as you finish, you come up the hill at Augusta National. It's not easy to walk it, especially not 4 days in a row, right? And on a bad wheel. But the crowds were just ridiculous, and just swarming around and running and trying to, just get a peek. I can't imagine how difficult that would be to focus and try to play golf with all of that going on around you. How's he done it for all this time?
Well, it started early for him, didn't it? I mean, we won the 3 junior titles, U.S. juniors, and then he went on to win the U.S. Amateur 3 times in a row. And he had to deal with all of that at a very early age. And I think skill to do comes from doing, and I think that's how he was able to handle it. And his father, of course, is documented. He was influential in getting him to understand pressure and dealing with it and being able to perform under those circumstances. So